Tuesday, December 3rd, Day 3 for Secret Spirits, the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar, 6th edition. What's it going to be? Let's check it out together on the WhiskyWhistle. Jingle bells, my whiskey friends. Mark here from WhiskyWhistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you Day 3, Tuesday, December 3rd, from the Secret Spirits Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar, 6th edition. Let's get it out of there. There we are, day number 3. Where's number 3? Can you see it? I can't see it. There it is. Right there. Okay, let's get that opened. There we go. Ooh, I haven't seen it yet. Can you tell me what it is? Well, what I can see is from Lost Distillery. Very cool. Okay, let's get that closed up. The Lost Distillery Company. This is a blended malt Scotch whiskey known as Towiemore Classic. 43% ABV. The region says various. Now let me read to you a little bit about the Lost Distillery Company. This is page 8, by the way. The Lost Distillery Company. And this is the first time I've ever had one of their whiskeys, so I'm really excited about this. In the last century, almost 100 of Scotland's malt whiskey distilleries have been closed or destroyed. There's about 130 now, so just imagine how many there would have been. This accounts for nearly half of all distilleries that have ever existed in Scotland. Global economic downturn, overproduction, world wars, and prohibition have all contributed to the loss of so many distilleries. Our archivist spends as much as 9 months researching how these whiskeys would have tasted when last distilled. We then marry together different aged single malts to create our own modern interpretations of these long-lost blends. We're not claiming that this is an exact copy of something that was produced 100 years ago. That would be impossible. What we are saying is that if these distilleries were still in production today, then this is the style of whiskey they would be producing. Very cool. I'm super excited about this. Yay! Okay, I've got my Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar glass at the ready. And Lost Distillery Company Towiemore Classic. I think we can read about that online, Towiemore Classic. I think that's one of their regular offerings. So we'll get that poured. Need a little more than that. There we go. All right. Now, looking at the color, first of all, what do you see there for color? Now, I feel like this is a little bit more, yes, much more to the copper end. A very dark orangey copper hue. I wonder what kind of casks have lent themselves to this deep, rich, orangey, coppery hue. Very curious. All right, on to the legs. Let's check the legs out for Towiemore Classic. 43% ABV. Don't let that make you think that this is going to be an underperforming whiskey. I've had some 43, I've had some 40% that are every bit as potent in flavor as cask strength. Okay, here we go. Let's check those legs out. Brisk legs as we would expect. They're already reaching the bottom. They are nicely defined though, so we can see nice strips there, striations of those little tiers, the legs. And the secondary dripping, the secondary drizzle is hanging on to the glass quite nicely. So, well, let's find out. I think it's going to be, again, a medium-bodied whiskey. Let's see if I'm right. On to the nose. Ooh, that's a real hodgepodge of fruit. It's a big fruit basket. And I feel like it's a mix of sherry and bourbon. I'm getting orchard fruits, but I'm also getting some very ripe apricot, some papaya, some really ripe mango that's so juicy when you're cutting it. The juice goes everywhere. There's a real richness here, and there's a good dollop of a vanilla and some kind of a nice desserty, fruity note. Well, the region is various. I'm guessing that that's a lot of Speyside with maybe a little bit of Campbellton. Virtually no peat here on the nose anyway. Okay, let's check out the palate. Cheers, everyone. Wow. This is what I call a fruit bomb. Big fruits with a little bit of vanilla to back things up a little bit here. Those same fruits are playing a role here. Some peach on the palate now. Specifically, white peach, ripe white peach. A little bit of sweet apple. That fresh ripe mango as well. Just a delicious fruit basket here. And yet still big on vanilla. So like a dollop of vanilla custard or a scoop of whole bean vanilla ice cream. Just plopped on top of that. It's a gorgeous fruit medley. And I'm really happy with this. I think blended malt Scotch whiskey can often be every bit as good, sometimes even better at that price point compared to comparable single malts. I think that was too many words like compare. All right, one last taste here. And I'm not going to add any water to this at all because I feel like this is quite nice, right as it is, right out of the bottle. Well, curiosity killed the cat, right? Let's add just a couple of drops. I have a feeling that it's going to tame down that really vibrant fruit note. And I think I'm not going to like it as much. That's just my guess. You do get kind of like a bookshelfy, leather-bound volume note here coming through with water added. But still all those delicious tropical fruits there. Okay, the palate. Nothing is really different. So it's worth trying just to see what happens with the nose. But essentially from the bottle is an excellent, excellent whiskey. All right, let's get on to the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for the Lost Distillery Company Towiemore Classic. What is that going to be, folks? Well, it's going to be 88 out of 100. You heard it, 88 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for this very interesting fruit bomb of a whiskey known as Towiemore Classic from the Lost Distillery Company. I really like it. And I do feel like they're going the direction that I thought, wow, you at the beginning. And then some interesting different things that, you know, some people will love, some people will like, some people will be just sort of like, well, it's okay. And then I think there's going to be a build up to December 24th, 25th. Let's see if I'm right. All right, don't forget to subscribe to the channel right over here. Hit the bell so you're notified of the future Whiskey Whistles. Ding, ding, ding. That really helps me a lot, by the way. And if you're enjoying what's happening here on Whiskey Whistle, jump in and join the Whiskey Whistle crew on Patreon, patreon.com/Whiskey Whistle. And Winnipeg Whiskey Club. If you happen to be in Winnipeg, living, or you're visiting, or for business, come and check out the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. We meet the last Wednesday of each month, okay? Take care, everybody. We'll see you for December 4th. Goodbye now.